Greetings, Fiends and the Sworn. Hey man, today is the 5th anniversary of the launch of Lady Death Chaos Rules #1, which was a life-changing event. So today on this live, I want to cover that beautiful anniversary and the moments leading up to it, show you some of the cool things associated with it. Then we're going to add a couple of things to the Pulido archive. I'm going to get you guys and gals updated on the Lady Death Collection Indiegogo, and then talk a little bit about other things. But man, first up, bam, today was the day. Lady Death Chaos Rules. This is a copy of the actual 11 by 17 or thereabouts flyer, and it was February 4th, 2015. And let me set the scene for you. This was a straight up stone cold reality. I had come off pretty brutal lawsuit with a former publisher, and we settled. But when the dust settled, your boy didn't know what was going to go on. Who knew? You know, we had gotten a clear title ownership of Lady Death back, but what did I really inherit? What would the world think? And that particular publisher actually did what I wanted to do. They actually put out a Lady Death Kickstarter 3 weeks after our settlement. We settled October 8th, 2014. And by early November, these guys put out a kick. And I had a lot of professionals and friends and peers get in touch with me and say, hey man, do you have anything to do with this? And I'm like, I don't, man. You know, it's part of what we agreed to. So when their kick ended, it hit at around $13,000. And that's phenomenal. But for what I intended to do, man, that wouldn't have worked. So we were kind of left with, do people not want it? But full steam ahead, man. Myself, Nick G, Francisca. Francisca wasn't officially working with Coffin at the time. It was really myself and Nick G part-time. And we started hustling our stuff together. I'd actually been putting together this first story, Chaos Rules, where Lady Death awakens after a spell-induced curse. And if you want to read into it, that like myself, I was in my own spell-induced curse. I think that was true. And I kind of woke up and decided to kind of claim, you know, whatever it is I could claim out there. I didn't know what was there to claim. But we started getting our Kickstarter ready. We got our pages. And I kind of knew a couple things. I knew that when the kick had launched, that we wanted to be ready for pre-press. So that required our family, who just came off the cusp of a lawsuit, to scrape together anything we could to make sure we were ready to go to press, to pay for the art, the lettering, the coloring, the marketing, the promotion, etc. But I called on my allies, my boy Adam Goldfine, who helped us put together and shoot the Kickstarter video, put our soul into that thing, and other allies. We decided it was going to be fun to do a Kickstarter launch party. So Jesse James of Jesse James Comics was kind enough to allocate us some space. We rallied the troops, some friends of the day who helped us get the hype going. And at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, February 4th, 2015, we launched Chaos Rules. And our goal was $15,000. In an hour and 7 minutes into it, we hit our goal. And it was amazing. The campaign itself went on to realize about $76,000, which was absolutely incredible. It remains incredible. And that really allowed Coffin Comics to start its life. In that particular year, we went on to do 4 Kickstarters in total. We did another Lady Death, which was Damnation Game. We did a La Muerta, and we actually did Zack the Zombie Exterminator. And I gotta tell you now that we're here alone in this room talking together, they all had to work. Because again, coming off the cusp of the lawsuit, we expensed 4 Kickstarters simultaneously, and as each one funded in its own way, we're able to fold all those dollars back and really get Coffin Comics cranking. So, thank you. If you were there, thank you. And I know so many of you have reached out today to let me know you were. And if you're new, welcome. But it hasn't been easy, but I ain't complaining. It's cool, man. As you boys and girls out there know, I'm fine, and I know hard work, so we're all about it. But I would be a liar if I didn't say that there was some trepidation, anxiety leading up to it. And, you know, would it work? Would people embrace what we were about? And there really came a point where I just had to say, throw caution to the wind and just like throw my soul into this thing and not look back and not look to the side and just like give it everything that I had to give. And I feel blessed to be here 5 years later, for Sworn Nation to be mighty, for the Fiends to have risen out of the past and to join the pack. And together is this wonderful thing we're calling Coffin Comics. On behalf of everybody, man, we're having the time of our life, from the creative side to the management side to the staff side. It's incredible. So let's take a look at a couple of things we have here. This was, again, the early cover, and some memories I already have was, here's the cover by Paolo Pantalena and Ula Moss. And I got to give it up to Paolo. That's my boy. You know, I think when other people didn't believe or I was kind of dormant, he and I really struck up a real kinship. We were road dogs, man. We hit conventions to make a living and to make a name. And we really just struck up a fine friendship. And he was the guy I was thinking about for the first cover. And, you know, he is a phenomenal contributor to Coffin Comics to this day. That is my boy, and I appreciate it. My co-writer on this particular one was Brian Augustin. And I had laid out the plot, and Brian helped flesh it out. And this was a real collaboration. And illustrated by Duraj Verma, colored by Sabine Rich, who continues to be a contributor to this day with gorgeous cover work. And of course, veteran letterer Marshall Dillon, who has lettered every work from Coffin Comics to this day. He's also done the great majority of all of our newer logos, including Hell Witch and Lady Satanis and a couple other cool ones coming up. So if you take a look at it, really, our creative team's been fairly stable as well. See, one other thing I'd like to show you about that. Here's an image that kind of harkens back. This was Chaos Rules for the comics market, and again, another phenomenal Paolo Pantalena. We would be out there pimping our wares and, you know, sending out these little flyers, which you actually do to this day. These are 2 up on what we would call 8.5 by 11. I put it on a little golden paper. We just hand sell those things, man. Just put them out. Almost anybody would listen. And again, there it is, February 4th. It went all the way to March 6th. And we're saying, please support our project now. And it was wonderful. You guys and gals did. Now, one of the things that we offered during this Kickstarter was the Lady Death #1 Diamond Edition. So I figured for fun, I would break that beautiful piece out and give you guys and gals a look. So there is Lady Death #1 Diamond Edition. Beautiful artwork by Stephen Hughes, colored in this case by Sabine Rich, and actually featuring a real live 1-carat diamond. Now, although no one chose to purchase it during the campaign, there came a point, and this particular project was a pet project of Francisca Pulido, our president, and I guess we got really emotionally attached to it. So I look at this book, and it does symbolize somewhat of a rebirth, and I feel like we don't own it, but we hold it for Fiend Nation, Sworn Nation, for the whole culture. It's kind of how I view it, actually, that we keep an eye on it for the entire culture. And when people were here last year at Fiend Fest, they were able to come take a look at it, take pictures with it. It was really cool. So good times. So what else? What other recollections do I have? Well, I mean, a lot of things. What I'm present to really is gratitude. It's been really fun, man, in the last 5 years. We all enjoyed Chaos Comics, but I was a lot younger then. I was ignorant about a lot of things. You could see all my mistakes, warts and all, my ups, my downs. But the last 5 years have been pretty cool because it's sort of applying everything I've learned. Hopefully I'm making somewhat less mistakes. I always regret that I'm such a simple learner, like, you know, the trial and error person. I don't know how it is for you. I know some people learn things at a quantum leap. I seem to have to, like, you know, get stung to learn stuff, or like get a smack in the face to learn stuff. But that's just how it occurs for me. But here we go, 5 years later. It's amazing. We're in HQ. We have incredible things planned, not only for 2020, but actually for the next 5 years. So, and you guys and gals out there really made it possible. And none of this could have been possible without that first story and that first Kickstarter program, Chaos Rules. And in that story, Lady Death wakes from a 20-year spell-induced slumber to find the warlock who put her asleep and gain her revenge. And that is actually the triggering event for everything that's happened since. And here we are. We've published 10 chapters of Lady Death, And we're on the precipice of actually launching the next one, Malevolent Decimation, in just a couple of weeks. But, so that, man, Chaos Rules, man. Thank you, everybody. Incredible. If you guys or gals have anything to share about that time, feel free to throw it in the comments. The next thing that's coming up is actually this Sunday. So this Sunday is Lady Death Day. Lady Death Day. Now, if you're signed up to our newsletter, we actually are giving away this free high-resolution cutout of Lady Death. And for Lady Death Day, what we're encouraging people to do is you could blow this up to life size, whatever size you want, cut it out, and bring Lady Death with you throughout your day. And show her off. If you're out there climbing a mountain, show her off. You're going to the top of the Empire State Building, great. You're in Egypt and the pyramids, bring her. You're in the parking lot of a strip club, bring her. We encourage everybody to do outrageous stuff, but yet please, we do encourage you to remain legal about it and kind of joyful and fun about it. But this is a way where we just take a moment. Lady Death Day celebrates the 26th anniversary of Lady Death #1 being released across the globe. So feel free to tag us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But if you haven't, please consider signing up to our mailing list, and you can get a copy of this too. It'll be up there. So go to ladydeathuniverse.com, upper right, enter your email address, and boom, you'll be on our newsletter list. You actually get a lot of good inside scoop and inside information. In fact, today we just released some serious insider stuff related to our upcoming Kickstarter. So, Lady Death Day this Sunday. I know I'll be celebrating. Another thing I wanted to do today was to officially add some items to the archive. And the first one is going to be a little bit of a surprise for you, Jimmy, but come on over here. I added something. We're in a little bit of a messy state, but you'll notice over here, here's a Purgatory sideshow. So let me tell you the story of this one. It's kind of fascinating. One of the challenges about being a creative person or being a creator of iconic characters is sometimes you're just lost in the shuffle. So although I was the creator, I'm given zero credit since the fall of Chaos Comics for the character I created. So when this character was made and put out by Sideshow, no one reached out, there's no connection for maybe a comp copy, and that's okay, because you know what happened? It's the weirdest thing. Someone put this statue up on Facebook Marketplace of all things. It was reasonably priced, but the craziest part is that particular statue is the #1 of the edition. The #1, as if it was meant to be. So I did acquire one. That is my daughter. I will point out that Purgatory, at least the way I interpreted the character, did not have pointy ears. I don't understand the persistence with the pointy ears. She is a human being. She is not an alien. But hey, look, not my character anymore, right? Just the daddy. The daddy who gets no visitation rights. The daddy where everybody in the industry gets to play, do covers, this, that, and the other, except me. That's life, man. Life is really colorful. A couple other things that I would like to add today. First up, I'd like to officially add the Smiley Frisbee, which was a gift by the ambassador, Troy Hudson. Thank you so much, Troy. This is absolutely incredible. And that'll add to the Smiley section of our archive. My son, Smiley. Fun guy. Next up, another Purgatory item. Amazing. Again, I'm the creator, but no one would ever, of course, give a creator a comp or acknowledge the creator as the actual creator. So this was actually a gift. That person will be unnamed, but I thought it was very thoughtful to send one. And nothing about me creating her. Oh well, that's life. Life will throw you curveballs. Next up, I reconnected with John Schaefer of Iced Earth. John, thank you so much. He reached out, we reconnected, and he was kind enough to send a slew of stuff, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think we're going to give some of this wonderful stuff away. It's just incredible. But one of the items I thought was amazing was this is limited edition vinyl from Days of Purgatory, which we coordinated the artwork with, and the art is by Jim Ballant and Jason Jensen. And this will now go into the archive. I have the CD, but I do not have this gorgeous album. So thank you, John Schaefer. Really happy to reconnect with you. Iced Earth is phenomenal. And if you guys and gals out there, metalheads, you like your power metal, check out John's other act, Demons and Wizards. It's truly remarkable material, and they have some of their newest stuff. They just debuted a video last month. Phenomenal. Last and certainly not least, I would like to say thank you and shout out to longtime OG Fiend, Jennifer Nimitz. I shouldn't show her address. Sorry, Jennifer. And Jennifer and I did a little trade, which is always fun. And what Jennifer did, what I received were some chastity phone cards to add to the archive. So thank you. I didn't have those, and I'm going to add them. I'm going to quasi-add them right now. They're going to join with some of the other phone cards. I don't think I have a complete collection by any stretch, but yeah, that's a cool ad. The other fun thing that Jennifer included, which I think was really fun, was here's an old picture of your boy, and this is me with my John Lennon glasses. I used to wear these John Lennon glasses. You know, it's funny, I'm totally sworn to the black, and especially these days, people know it's very difficult for me to wear anything but black. But even back then, like early days of Chaos Comics, I was wearing surf wear and all that stuff. I didn't care, whatever, man. It's all good. But Jennifer, thank you so much. John Schaefer, that person that I acquired the beautiful statue from, and of course the ambassador. Hey, one other thing I'd like to do is, if you come with me, just want to show you what's going on the Lady Death the Collection Indiegogo. So, the Lady Death Collection Indiegogo, actually the books are in, man. I mean, in. So, well, we're going to walk through this part of HQ. You guys want to kill that copywritten music? Appreciate it. So look, I'm not saying when it's shipping, but the Lady Death Indiegogo is now being boxed up by the wonderful Coffin crew, including Randy and Jerry Lynn, who's guest starring. We got Dakota Reese in the back. And you'll see that something is being boxed here. It is related to the Indiegogo. Doesn't mean we're shipping. But I wanted to show you now the Indiegogo since the material all came in. So come check this out. This is what you guys have helped fund over here. So the premise here is that we wanted to update all the original editions that we did. What we wanted to do was, and again, this is Chaos Rules, where it all started. But we updated the coffin skull. We updated a couple little tweaks we wanted to do inside the story. We added gold foil logos. And we did this for 10 editions. So the Indiegogo crowd completely funded this thing. It was incredible. So there's Chapter 2, gold foil logo. Chapter 3, Extinction Express. Oblivion Kiss. Palo cover, of course. Merciless Onslaught, eBass cover. Now we have the chapter headings on each one. So the chapter headings are on the cover as well as on the title page. The printing actually came out quite incredible on this one. That's chapter, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they are absolutely in-house. Now the cool thing is, for people who backed that, pledged for the collection, all 10, they also got a cool collector's box. So it says Lady Death the Collection. It's got cool art on the sides. This is one of those cool store folios with magnetic enclosure. And it does fit just about 10 books. And the stretch goals that came along with it. So this is what it all looks like when it's done. Dude, this thing weighs like, I'd say like, what do you think, 3 pounds, Brandy?
Yeah.
So, oh wait, say hello to Brandy Reese. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
If this Indiegogo is going out as scheduled, and you could credit Brandy. Man, this is it's kind of heavy. How much is it easy to weigh this thing? Yep. All right, let's weigh it and see how. There's 10 Lady Death editions in a Stortfolio. What the heck does this thing weigh? Let's see. Does it come shrink wrapped?
Almost 5 pounds.
What? Okay, that's legitimate.
4 pounds and like 3/4 of a pound.
And even on Indiegogo, you noticed our shipping was built in, so more or less we get 5 pounds of books free. Amazing. So that was that. That's the Indiegogo. Stay tuned for an update from Jimmy Calabrese. He'll let you know what's going on tomorrow. But yeah, so finally, what I'd like to discuss. Thank you, everybody. And now that brings us to the present. Lady Death, Malevolent Decimation. Written by myself, co-writer Mike McLean, illustrated by Diego Bernard, colored by CC De La Cruz. I got a couple more pages in today. They are so lovingly colored by CC. And then, of course, lettered by veteran letterer Marshall Dillon, providing the spine and stability. This storyline is different. If you remember Lady Death from like way back during Evil Ernie Youth Gone Wild, she was after the death of all life on Earth. And as our story begins, she wants something very similar. And you've seen some of the pages on Facebook. Diego is knocking it out of the park. I myself, speaking for myself and Mike, I'm very surprised by Lady Death's behavior in this book. And I guess you got to blame us if it's too intense, but I'm really surprised. Lady Death is actually, for this year, 2020, she is the villain in her own comic book. And her behavior is sadistic, violent. It's very surprising, to be honest with you. So we had to switch her around. She's the villain. Anyway, I cordially invite you to consider backing our next Kickstarter campaign, Lady Death Malevolent Decimation. We're going to be launching Wednesday, February 19th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I guess it is. And even now, I encourage people, sign up to our mailing list because we're doing early reveals of rewards. So above and beyond Malevolent Decimation, in some of the key editions, we're introducing things we've never done before, including our first ever lenticular cover. So it's a lenticular cover, and crazily enough, it's by Dawn McTague. It's Dawn McTague. So it's almost like getting two covers on lenticular for the price of one. Today, we just announced an ultimate tier artist. Please sign up for the newsletter. Check the feeds for the details. We're also featuring the Lady Death Femme Fatale 4 Platinum Edition statue, limited to 200 copies. We're also unveiling Lady Death More Naughty, a 48-page all-new pinup book, which is a companion piece to Lady Death Naughty and More Naughty. Covers by Richard Ortiz, Mike Crone, interiors by a who's who. It is lush. What else can you expect? I think you know by now that we like to say, expect the unexpected, and this campaign would be no different. So I do encourage you to expect the unexpected, so much more to come. Please sign up to the mailing list and hit any of your questions, comments, concerns in the feed. But for now, what I want to say is, you've been great. I've been Brian Pulido. Lady Death Malevolent Decimation is coming to decimate you.